Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships, live from Sun City in South Africa, and brought to you by none other than Aleco and SBD. And we are just about to get underway with the 76 kilo division in the juniors, and we'll have 2 flights of 8. I am Gary Williams, and I am joined by none other than Jason Clark, all the way from Auckland in the North Island. He's flown over just to do this one commentary session, right?
Just for this, mate. I'm actually living in the Netherlands at the moment, but that's all right. You didn't know that, so
That's fairly close, isn't it?
it's a tactical decision.
Tactical decision. I think we all make tactical decisions somewhere along the line in powerlifting and sport. So we'll have 2 flights of 8. Should be an interesting competition this morning. A couple of New Zealand representatives, a couple of Australian representatives as well. So good to see the Southern Hemisphere on the board.
Yeah, I think we're looking at a little bit of a 2-horse race here between Belgium and the USA. But as you know, Gary, you never know what's going to happen on the day.
Yeah, powerlifting is a bit unpredictable like that. You know, a couple of wrong opening lifts, a couple of wrong calls, and suddenly the door's open for someone else. So Camila Zabali from Brazil with 135 to open. Current world record, 217.5 kilos, and Luna Coronado from Belgium will be opening actually not that far away from that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get to see something pretty close to it.
First squat in the morning is the hardest one to walk out for, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of these lifters too have been a bit startled by the lights coming out.
Yeah, especially if it's your first Worlds or you haven't really had a lot of experience on the world stage. It's very, very different than the nationals and regional competitions. Moved quite well.
Yeah, a good one there to start us off. Yeah, I think as a coach, it's can be a little bit hard when you're working with the juniors and they come out their first world championship, and maybe it's a little bit shaky, but you have to actually factor in the nerves as well. It's not just like, oh, how did that move, because it can be very startling.
Yeah, look, it's not easy as a coach at a world level championship either, because you're often handling athletes that you might not have met until a week before, or even sometimes the day of.
Yeah, and you can only get so much from video footage.
Chloe Casely now from Australia, 157.5.
Yeah, Chloe, I think, hailing all the way from Perth. Bit of a shorter flight for her, so hopefully she's pulled up pretty good.
Quite a big Australian team here this year at Juniors. And great to see the sport growing in Australia. Nothing like the feeling of relief of 3 white lights on your first squat.
Yeah, she's got a bit of pop in her step now. I'm sure she'll be happy to get that one. And it's always nice when the first one actually moves pretty good, and you're like, oh, okay, it's there today.
Yeah, it's always a good feeling. Anna Jamieson now from New Zealand.
As we jump across the Tasman.
Not the Netherlands.
Yeah, and this is her, I think, 3rd World Championship. First one was in the sub-junior. Last year was her first in the junior, so see how she goes. She's actually well experienced on this stage.
Probably didn't move as fast as she would have liked it to, but first lift nerves can slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, and it isn't like characteristically like a super fast squatter. Actually coached by Evie Corrigan, Anna Jamieson. Yeah, hopefully she's watching. Shout out to Evie if she is. But yeah, not the fastest squatter. But I think that just maybe a little bit on the slower side, but I don't think they'll be too concerned.
Dane Bonaventure from Belgium, 157.5. And of course, we've got 2 flights, so the rankings won't have a whole lot of meaning until we get into the second flight. So the positions that come up on your board through this flight won't really come into fruition until we get into the second flight. A little bit on the scrappy side, but gets the job done.
Yeah, nice and tidy. See what they go to.
Don't get any extra lights for style.
unfortunately. But yeah, I think a nice, evenly distributed flight here. 8 and 8 shouldn't be too quick, but
Yeah,
quick enough to
eight's
not
not a
get bored.
bad number in this weather. It's a bit cold in here this morning.
Yeah, it's been
So
interesting, hasn't it? The climate kind of
yeah,
changes quickly here in South Africa. I think we were boiling hot 1 second yesterday, and then all of a sudden freezing cold. So
Signe Laura Christendoister from Iceland, 160. Yeah, I never thought I'd be wearing a hat and scarf in South Africa, but there was one point I did have a hat and scarf on.
it's an interesting winter.
Moves well.
Yeah, I
And
think
3 whites.
good starting point there from Iceland.
Such an important thing in any world championship is to get that opening lift on the board. And in classic lifting, you don't have the advantage of being able to make adjustments to equipment and things like that. So if you set that opening lift too high, it's a little bit on the heavy side, you're sort of stuck there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not what you open on, right? It's what you finish on.
Natalia Wiskinski from Australia, 165. Moved well.
Yeah, so far so good. Everybody's on the board. Hopefully we can maintain that for these final two lifters here, as we have Kati Lukac coming up from the Netherlands.
With 177 and a half.
Kati is a very proficient squatter, so she's going to be looking to make a good amount of ground here in the squat event.
Yeah, look, she's opening well behind her, well below her personal best as well, which is a really smart thing to do. And the referee said it's a good lift.
Yeah, I think that was a good start for her. Where would you go after that one, Gary?
Yeah, look, I think it's another 10-kilo jump there for her. She's a fairly good squatter. She's still well below her personal best. That keeps it below her personal best for a second and gives you a little bit of room to move on a third.
Yeah, I think that's probably where they'll end up as well.
Augustini from Argentina now, 177 and a half.
A little bit shaky there from Argentina, but 3 white lights. Just wondering here, Gary, whether some of these girls in the B flight might be chasing a squat medal if we see a couple of misses.
Yeah, there's certainly the potential there. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do to get on the podium from the B flight because you don't have that benefit of seeing what they're lifting and sort of chasing them down a little bit. So all you can do is, put your best on and hope for it. The advantage, though, is that there are times that the A flight kind of forget to look at the B flight. They get caught up chasing everyone else, and you just flying under the radar. So we're into round 2 with Zaboli from Brazil for 142 and a half. Bit of work through the middle. Gets the job done, though.
Yeah, just a little bit more there, I think. I'll be interested to see what they take after that attempt. I mean, she held her line well. It's just a little bit sticky more than anything. So you'd like to think that there's a bit more there to give.
Anna Jameson, 165. She's been here for almost the full 2 weeks now. So she's had a good chance to acclimatise, settle in, get used to everything.
Yeah, and very important when you are coming all the way from New Zealand, it can take a while to shake off that jet lag.
Well, she got the job done.
Yeah, it was an interesting second attempt from her. And like I said, she's not exactly like the fastest squatter. You know, she's used to grinding it out a little bit. But there's a little bit like of a two-part sort of movement there, wasn't it?
Yeah, just brings the hips through there.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe like knowing Rory, probably a 2.5 kilo jump. But if they're confident that she's got more, maybe 5.
Chloe Casely from Australia now, 170.
Big 12.5 kilo jump here for Kayla. Sorry, Chloe.
It's a good sized jump.
Yeah, I mean, her opener was very good, so I'm not surprised. And some people like to open a little bit lighter, jump a little bit more. And if you know it's something that she's used to in training, then I'm sure it's not going to be an issue.
Yeah, make short work of that one. 3 white lines.
Yeah.
Interesting to see where she goes next. So that moved really, really well.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking that. You'd think, well, 5 is safe, 7.5 if you're wanting to push a little bit more. Yeah, that's pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it moved well. 5. I mean, a 5 is a safe left. It looks. It all depends on your goals for the competition, how heavy you go and how far you push. I mean, everyone's got their different reasons for being here and their different goals they've set out for. Not everyone comes here with the idea that they're going to win the gold medal. I mean,
Yeah.
we'd all like to.
You can't
know.
help but also think maybe that the two Aussies want to go a little bit of head-to-head, maybe a bit of a battle again from nationals or
Always
something.
always a bit of fun rivalry.
Yeah, exactly.
So Bonaventure now from Belgium, 170. She's got an interesting technique of scooping the hips through there, but it gets the job done. She does get a red card from the side referee.
Yeah, she's a very tall lifter, but she does well. I mean, she's got a great squat for someone of her height. Just this is on, just the depth call on this side, so
I think the
looking like
jury seem fairly comfortable with it.
yeah, I tend to agree with that.
Lazinski, sorry, from Australia, 175. The battle of the Aussies begins. And Michael Jones in her corner, plenty of experience coaching and lifting.
Yeah.
She didn't look overly confident and happy with that at the top.
Yeah, there's a little bit of work there, but it'll be interesting to see what Jonesy does for the third attempt. Plenty of depth there, that's for sure. Again, like the line's holding pretty well.
Yeah, look, I mean, she pushed those knees out a little bit and she'll get a bit more power out of the bottom.
Yeah.
Kristen Deuter from Iceland now, 175.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was
Second
an
attempt.
easy looking second lift, wasn't it?
I'm just thinking that it's pretty much what you want your second attempt to look like, and I think the look on her face says everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, she was pretty relaxed at the top.
Yeah, good.
187.5 on the bar for the Netherlands. All right, Caitlin.
I think she likes to go by Cutty is probably probably your best bet there. Looking pretty happy about this one, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, she did the job. A little bit of work there, but gets the job done.
Yeah, yeah, I think again the look says a lot, right? I think it's more work than she would have hoped for on that. That I do think she got a little bit out of
Yeah,
her
got a
line
little bit
there.
offline there. Shifted back a little bit.
Yeah, it does make you think. Do you go up a little bit more, maybe take the 5 and hope that she can get it right, or do you just kind of take the conservative 2?
Augustina from Argentina weighs 7.5. The referees say 2-1. It's a good lift. She gets a red card from the center referee.
Yeah, it's an interesting one to see the centre referee give the red card, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah, I mean, for that angle, it looks really good. Both the side referees said it was deep enough.
Yeah, yes. I mean, some lifters, just the way that they're built, the front, if she's got very big quads, sometimes it can kind of make that front look a little bit worse, but I think usually when it's the two sides giving it to depth, you know that you're probably fine.
Zavoli now from Brazil, 147.5. She keeps with it.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was a very, very good choice for the third squat. Any more would have been all over.
Yeah, very good coaching there from Team Brazil.
Gets the 3 white lights.
Yeah, just does a great job of like keeping her positioning.
So Anna Jamison now for a third at 167.5.
Yeah, so Anna opted for that 2.5. Second attempt was a little bit shaky. I think this is the right call.
Yeah, I think 2.5 is a good move. It puts her equal to her personal best. Gives you the opportunity to maybe build on her overall personal best total.
Yeah, and like I said before, she can definitely grind a squat, so hopefully that's going to be the case here.
She's certainly got a good grind in her. Gets that all the way through. You know, the funny thing is it never really looked in doubt, even though it was slow when she was grinding. It never looked like it wasn't going to go.
Yeah, she does a great job of holding position, and I agree with you exactly, Gary. It's just like, you knew it was going to be hard, but at the same time, you had full faith in her. So
I think she's just putting it on for show,
yeah,
just making it look hard.
it's good for viewership, and
Wants everyone to think it's hard work out there. Bonaventure, 175.
yeah, I'm interested to see how this goes. I do think this is the right call here from Team Belgium. The second attempt moved well.
And just got a little bit of thoughts there.
Yeah, just
Leaving
like
the bar pushing forward a little bit.
Yeah, just like her second, just a little bit of a wobble. Just like bar's a little bit unstable on her back, but you know, with it as a taller lifter, you do have to generally, as you can see, have a bit more of a forward lean and can lead to the bar rolling up on you a little bit there. So unfortunate, you know, I think she does that 3 more times. She maybe gets it once or twice.
Yeah, absolutely. Chloe Casely now from Australia for 177.5.
Yeah, big spread here, opening up with 157, so this is 20 kilos above her opener.
Yeah, add a little bit to her personal best as well.
Yeah, exactly. She's does she look strong so far?
Well, moved well. What do the referees say? 3 white lights, it's a good lift.
Yeah, that was perfect. She's having a good day so far, and that's some great calls there from Adam Jones.
Her teammate is just about to come out for 180. Lazinski from Australia.
And you can almost see the two different strategies here with Lazinski opening on 165 and ending up on 180, whereas Chloe started on 157 and ended up on 177. So we'll see how this one goes for Natalia. But, you know, everybody's different, right?
Yeah, look, everyone's different, the way they train, the way they squat, the way they feel the weight. I mean, we see a lot of people, especially in the heavier weight classes, training for those bigger jumps, those bigger steps. Yeah, just couldn't really convert that one. Sort of gets down the bottom there and the knees sort of pop in a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too much on the day, unfortunately. But she shrugs it off and says, oh well,
Yep,
on to the next one.
time to brush that off and get on the bench now.
Yeah, time for a little bit of a lie down.
Christian Stoiter from Iceland, 182 and a half.
Yeah, I mean, the second here for Iceland was great. So they've taken a 7.5 kilo jump, which is, you know, a little bit on the higher side when it comes from a second to third at these sort of weights. But I think they're probably just playing what's in front of them. So I'm very interested to see how this goes, to be honest, because sometimes it can look great and then it falls off quickly, but we'll find out.
Yeah, you tend to hit the wall really quickly in powerlifting. That moved as well as I'd expect a second to move.
I don't think she hit any walls there, that's for sure.
Definitely no walls.
I think she's actually surprised herself by the looks of things, which is always it's always cool, right? When you have a day and you're just like, the weights are just moving way better than you anticipate.
Yeah, look, powerlifting is one of those sports too. When everything comes together, it just feels like absolute magic. Doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, Augustina Foli, Argentina, 190 kilos.
Oh, mate, and the older you get, the less frequent those sessions.
Yeah, look, I haven't had one of those sessions in a lot of years, mate.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on the next one. Just a small 2.5 kilo jump here for Argentina.
No, it was the right call, that 2.5 kilos. There wasn't anything else there. 2-1, it is a good lift. Center referee again, just calling a high. But, you know, look, the center referee and all referees, they're going to split second to make a decision. You've got to call what you see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, you know, to put it simplistically, it seems like a sort of 2-1 lift, and it's working in her favour, which is great. It's a perfect number as well, like great resolve on that final squat.
192 and a half now for the Netherlands. Now, what do you think? Her second one was a little bit on the scrappy side.
I think, you know, I've seen her squat a good 190 not all that long ago. I know she's good for it. It's just like she seemed to get on her heels a little bit in the last one, so we'll see how this one goes.
It was almost there. I thought it was going to go away.
Yeah, it was kind of the similar sort of thing. It seemed as though she just kind of lost it a little bit.
Yeah, I think the movement out of the hole was good. She got good speed and it looked like it was going to convert and grind through quite well, but I think she did just shift the hip a little bit. Yeah, it starts to twist. That right hip just shifted.
Yeah, the thing is, Gary, like when you, like I always like to say to people, you know, yeah, we could go that extra 2.5 kilos, but you know, that percentage of something happening just increases every time you add a little bit of weight, right?
Yeah, 2.5 seems like so little, but when you put that on the bar, suddenly It feels like a million kilos.
Yeah, exactly.
Kun Yupeng from Great Britain, 162 and a half. So we're into Flight A now. So now once we get through round one of Flight A, we can start looking at where people are ranking in the squats. Good fast opening lift. 3 whites.
Yeah, good start from Team GB. Yeah, I mean right now, 190 is squat gold, but I mean you've got 187, 195, and 207 in the openers. You know, you got top three people looking to. I mean, those are the top three ranked lifters, probably looking to increase their total more than anything at this point in time.
Bianca Burko Malacio from Canada, 175. Gets in deep and a very smooth squat.
Yeah, yeah, very deep.
Not giving the referees anything to question or look at.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see where they go with that because it's very smooth. I mean, it's not like the fastest squat in the world, but just yeah, everything holding together really nicely.
Jana Rokova from Czechia, 177 and a half. Moved well.
Yeah, another one of the taller lifters in this weight class, but yeah, it was a good solid opening.
Seems fairly happy with it. Ella Dronfield from Great Britain now, 180 kilos. Something you don't see a lot of, wearing the belt backwards so the buckle doesn't stick in a bit there.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Some lifters prefer that.
3 white lights.
Yeah, good opener for Ella.
We go to 182 and a half now for Marta Caballero Torres from Spain. It's one thing she's going to be aware of today is managing her level of aggression. Bringing the fire a bit too early can be a bit taxing.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Some lifters can sustain it though, like we saw last night.
Yeah, we certainly saw that last night. That was a very entertaining session, the 83s.
Oh, it's a beautiful squat, isn't it?
Brings it up nicely.
Yeah, interesting, like very controlled descent, but you know, I think it actually came up quicker than it went down, which is always a good sign.
It was very smooth all the way through. Sarah Yagi from Switzerland, 187 and a half.
Yeah, Sarah's currently based off of projected totals in third. We have an interesting sort of split in the session here today. It seems like there's a bit of a race for third position, 2 or 3 lifters fighting for that, and then a battle for first and second. So should be interesting to see how things pan out, but see how Sarah goes here to start us off.
Three white lights.
Yeah, good start there.
Esperanza Delgado from US now for 195.
Yeah, Esperanza is one of the two looking for the win here. Well, I mean, we're all looking for the win, but our current second highest total on projections. She competed last year in Costa Rica, placed in fourth position, so I'm sure she'll be looking to increase that placing this time around. And
It'd be nice to make an improvement here
yeah,
second time around.
exactly right. I mean, she ended on 200 last year, so you would think she's gotten much stronger given the fact that she's opening on 195.
Three white lights.
She looks pretty happy to be on the board.
So we go to a monster 207.5 now for Luna Coronado from Belgium.
Yeah, huge squat opener here.
Yeah, opening what, just 10 kilos shy of the world record, or 10.5 kilos shy. The main thing for her and her coach is not to get caught up in chasing world records and keep an eye on that world championship.
It's pretty good though.
It did look really good, didn't it?
Yeah, it makes you think that's. I
Yeah,
mean,
look, I think I have no objection to world record attempts if it's part of that progression towards the world championship. But it's always a hard pill to swallow when you see an athlete, go for that world record and they miss it, and it costs them enough kilos that they miss out on that world championship. And they played the long game, the safe game. They might not have got the world record, but they'd be on the podium of the world championship. So it's always a tough call. I've seen coaches make those choices sometimes.
yeah, especially in the squad event, right? Like, you want to start off well, and if you get caught chasing up a world record and not focusing on building the total, especially when you're in the fight for the win, can be a bit of a risky move. Although we have seen Belgium put in 218 to chip that record, which I think, based on that
I think
opener, makes sense.
based on that score, absolutely. Yufeng, 172.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think that looked about right for a 10 kilo increase.
Yeah.
I think she's be hoping for 5. See what the coach says on top of what we got there.
Yana Roshkova from Czechia, 185.
Yeah, just to come back to the Belgian lifter who's put in the world record, she has done 220 at Belgium Nationals. That was in April, so
Yeah, look,
she can do that
I
again.
think the jump from 207.5 to 218, I think they planned a 10 kilo jump regardless. So, it's that close to the world record, you put a chip on it. 185 now. Nicely done.
Yeah, it's a good lift. Yeah, and she doesn't have the body weight advantage over America with Delgado, so this will essentially give her that body weight advantage back, which is always very handy when it comes to the deadlifts.
185 now for Bianca Roca Malvasio, Canada.
I don't think any of these other world records are really under threat as well, given that Agata Shitko holds them. Always makes it hard.
They'll probably be there for a while.
Yeah, Team Canada jumping 10 kilos here.
Didn't look much different than her opener, really.
Yeah, actually what I was thinking as well. I think it's a very, very good second attempt. I think again.
Yeah, she's got a very controlled squat too. I mean, it's not super fast, but it's not slow either. It's just a smooth, steady pace all the way down, all the way up.
Yeah, it's quite a pleasure to watch, to be honest.
Ella Dronfield from Great Britain, 190 kilos.
Yeah, Ella's opener at 180 moved very comfortably as an opener should. So this will. I mean, ideally, your second gives you a good idea of where you're at for the day. So I think this will do that.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a grind, but there's still a couple of kilos left there. I probably wouldn't be looking at going any more than 5. That'd be my max.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, like I was kind of saying, your second, you, you want to not push too far to the point where you've gassed yourself out for the third attempt, but you want it to be heavy enough so you kind of know where your limit is and you're not having to guess too much. And I think, to be honest, that was a good bit of information from that one.
Martha Caballero Torres from Spain, 192 and a half. Its lights
Yeah, it's
look
pretty
pretty,
smooth.
yeah, look pretty effortless for a second.
Yeah, where do you go after that one, Gary?
It's a tough call, isn't it? I mean, she's got a lot left in the tank, I think.
Screams 200, but you'd
Yeah.
almost think potentially more, right?
Yeah, I think she'll be looking now. What does she want to achieve today? Where is she overall? Is she in a position where if someone makes a mistake, I can take a crack at her? Moving up moving up, getting on the podium. And if that's the case, then you might throw hell to lever and go a bit over 200 and see if you can make up some ground. High risk, high reward. Yegi now from Switzerland, 197 and a half.
Yeah, another really good second attempt, to be honest.
Esperanza Delgado, 205.
Yeah, this will equal her PB, so I think this will really tell us how she's poised the squat event and probably maybe give us a pretty good indicator how this battle's going to go between USA and Belgium today.
Yeah, that second lift is always a good indicator. I mean, if this moves really well, then she's going to really probably push for that third, I think. Well, you asked for an indicator, and I mean that caused a little bit of trouble for her now, so she's probably going to retake that.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest with you, Gary, I did think 10 was ambitious. Like, the opener was okay, but again, like we spoke about earlier on, it can be a bit of nerves. Just that first lift can feel a little bit awkward. So you're having that conversation with the lifter and you're saying, like, how was it? And you're thinking, okay, well, do we stick to the plan or do we maybe adjust a little bit? And I think they probably stuck to the plan, and yeah, it just wasn't quite there. I also can't help but look at that and think, oh, maybe she can come back and get that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, right now we have a world junior squat record attempt. Coronado from Belgium looking for 218 kilos, just chipping the current world record. Her opener looked great. This is sort of the natural sort of next step. Even if the world record wasn't up for grabs, she still probably would have gone 217 and a half. And rightly so.
Oh, it's getting close to the limit, but
It is.
here we
But
go.
she's got that world record on now, 3 white lights. She's got a great advantage now. I mean, she's getting close to the limit, but because she's chipping a world record, she doesn't have to go the full 2'5" if she
Yeah,
doesn't feel comfortable. She can go to 220.
she can take anything she wants now. But yeah, that was Zuzana Mazur's world record. I think that was set just earlier on this year in Open Worlds. She's competing at Sheffield, so she'll be potentially looking to take that back. But for right now, we have a new world record holder with Belgium, which is exciting. And yeah, like you said, Gary, just as importantly, a chip.
Yeah, she puts herself in a good position now. Yu Feng from Great Britain, 177.5. Into the final round of squats already. Gets in deep, but just couldn't really get the speed and convert that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's just honestly a little bit heavy.
So Yana Roshkova from Czechia now, 190.
An interesting battle for squat medals coming up. Currently in third place USA, second place is Switzerland, and then of course the world record Belgium. So we'll see how that pans out.
It was almost a poor squat at the bottom there.
Oh, that's beautiful. We love to see that on the third attempt.
2-1, it's a good lift. She gets a red card for the center referee, but both side referees agree that it is deep enough. And I think she's fine with that.
Yeah, I think that's pretty convincing. I think our referees and jury have honestly been doing a great job this week.
It's such a difficult job to do.
Oh yeah, well, they've been doing. It's been great. I've really enjoyed the way that the competition's been ref so far.
Burka Malvasia, 2.5 for her final lift. This isn't going to put her on the podium, but it'll move her up the rankings a bit.
Yeah, just 2.5 off what we have currently for squat bronze. Oh, she'd actually need 5. So see how this goes.
Yeah, just a little bit too much on the day.
Yeah, that one surprised me. She's been squatting really well up until that point. It's just like we watched the replay here. I think there's just a little bit of hesitation at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just a little bit there, which I think maybe threw her off and just kind of lost that momentum.
Yeah, just slowed right down there.
That happens, you know, when you're dealing with weight you've never lifted before. Sometimes you can kind of change your eccentric pattern a little bit.
Ella Donfield from Great Britain, 192.5.
Yeah, I was taking a conservative 2.5 kilo jump. I think we spoke about 5. So
yeah, it was a toss-up between 5 and 2.5. Do you take the safe one, the higher probability, or do you go a little bit higher risk? And I think that was the right decision. I dare say she probably could have grinded out an extra 5.
yeah,
But the energy cost to that is then going to have a little on effect with the bench and her deadlift as well.
yeah, I tend to agree with you. Like, again, you know, you put a little bit more on your risk. It depends on the goals. I think she has a pretty good deadlift on her as well, so she might be wanting to save a little bit of gas in the tank for the deadlift.
Caballero Torres now from Spain, 202.5.
This will put her into provisional second for the time being in the squad event, with 3 more lifters to go. I think you know, I would hazard a guess that Spain are looking for, this will be one of their goals, to get a squat medal, given that she's not really in the running for like podium or anything like that. Well, given off what we've got here for current openers.
Well, this will push her up to silver. With a few more lifts to follow, so she's got a good chance of staying on the podium. And there's a strong push there. 2-1, it's a good lift.
Yeah, she looks very happy with that. It's lovely to see. And honestly, like, I thought that was quite comfortable. You know, given that they jumped 10 kilos from their second attempt, to have
I mean, from second to third, that is a fairly hefty jump.
yeah, for it to still move like that is like, makes you think, what is she capable of?
Esperanza Delgado, 205, representing the US.
Yeah, so this is very, very important for the overall race here for Delgado.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you just get your opening squat on, then you're not adding anything to your total.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want to be finishing where you started.
I think they're going to need everything here against Team Belgium.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've seen a couple of lifters miss their goal because they've hit too heavy a weight on their second and got stuck there. And I think she cut that a little bit short anyway, so that is a real shame there, and that's going to cost her a little bit, and that's going to sort of open the door a bit more for those medals now.
Yeah, I think it definitely makes things interesting. I think Belgium will probably be, irrespective of what happens for their third, will be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief. But, you know, game's not over till the game's over.
Yogi now for 2:05.
Flying through here, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
We're almost done with the squats.
It's a fast session, this one, 8 and 8. This will push her up into the silver medal. And I think that secures her silver medal.
Yeah, it's another beautiful third attempt. That finalises our medalists with Belgium maintaining first.
Well, get to go for another world record. So Coronado has already set the world record at 218, and she's now looking at 220.5. And you may wonder why she's gone the 0.5, because that chip can come in very, very handy at the end.
Yeah, especially when they don't have that body weight advantage against USA.
Yeah, it forces them to then have to lift a full increment.
Second was it was a bit of work. I think they've done the right thing here. This is the appropriate jump. Let's see how she goes with it now.
Oh, I just couldn't get it. I thought it was going to go all the way then, but just couldn't grind it out. And I think she sort of made an executive decision there. I can grind this out and waste a heck of a lot of energy, and I might get the lift, or I can wave this off and I've saved some energy. I've still got bench and deadlift to go.
Yeah, she looks a little bit disappointed there with that one, but hey, at the end of the day, she just squatted a new world record.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know, she's got to be very proud of herself.
And there we are at the end of the deadlifts. Coronado with a world record and 218 the gold medal. Yegi with 205 and the silver, and Caballero Torres with 202.5 and the bronze medal. Don't go too far away. We'll be right back in about 10 minutes' time for the bench press. Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships, live from Sun City in South Africa, and brought to you by none other than Alaco and SPD. And we have just about to get the 76 kilo bench press underway. You can see the projected totals on the screen there. Obviously a lot's going to change, but it gives you a bit of an idea how close gold and silver are, and then how close bronze is. You know, you look at those next 4 down or 5 down, it's sort of anyone's shot at the podium. Even all the way down to 10th, you've got a shot at the podium there as well if something goes wrong. So it's going to be pretty tight up there.
Yeah, we had a pretty interesting squat series, so I think anything can happen, and obviously now we move on to the bench press.
Yeah, bench is one of those things that can go wrong very, very quickly. So Camila Zaboli from Brazil to open at 75. Of course, in classic bench, if you open too heavy, it's pretty much the end of your day, really.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
I mean, at least in a quick bench, you know, we can get out the back and make a few little adjustments to the shirt. We usually miss our first one anyway.
Tactical decision.
We just use the first one to dial in the shirt. No, she's made a good choice there because that was a very fast opening lift. 3 white lights.
Yeah, very comfortable. I thought I saw a little bit of light here, but apparently not. Yeah, very comfortable open, as it should be for the bench press. And we'll be interested to see what sort of jumps they take. We expect to usually see some smaller jumps than we would in the squat or the deadlift because the loads are less. So
Yeah, absolutely. Augustina Folli from Argentina now, 80 kilos.
Yeah, another really speedy opener there from Argentina.
Yeah, gets the white lights. That's what we like to see. This is Juita from Iceland now for 87.5. Should be a good safe opener, well below her personal best. She had a great final squat. Surprised herself, I think.
Yeah, yes. I mean, it's been a very good day thus far, so hopefully she can carry that momentum into the bench press.
Another nice opener.
Yeah, another very smooth attempt for her. Interested to see where they go at that one. It seems to be 5 kilo jump seems to be a bit of the theme at the moment. I expect to probably see the same thing there from Team Iceland.
Anna Jamison now, New Zealand for 90 kilos.
Yeah, Anna's has historically been dealing with a bit of a shoulder injury, but I think it's managed to come right. And this is just 2.5 kilos below her best, so we'll see how this goes.
Smooth all the way.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth. I think maybe similar to the squat in the sense that probably would have liked it to move a little bit quicker than that, but it's also okay. And I think knowing Rory, knowing Evie, probably looking just to take 2.5 kilo jumps each attempt there.
Yeah, this is, I mean, you don't expect to make enormous gains during your bench. I mean, the idea here is you try and get, you know, all the lifts on to add a little bit to your total.
Yeah, and some coaches and some lifters are happy just to take the 2.5 for each attempt, which, yeah, Team New Zealand has done.
Bonaventure now from Belgium for 90. Another good lift.
Yeah, very comfortable opening attempt there.
We go straight to Chloe Casely from Australia for 102.5.
Yeah, Chloe had a superb squat series. She did take some pretty big jumps here, so I'm interested to see if she carries that same sort of strategy into the bench press. Because, like, I think with the squat, it's a bit more doable. Sometimes a bigger jump in the bench press can be a bit jarring, especially if you're quite a technical bencher. So I'm very intrigued to see how this all pans out.
But it moved well.
Yeah, moved well. She's a very light touch, but holding a lot of tension there, which I think works in her favour. Yeah, it's pretty smooth, wasn't it?
Lukas now from Netherlands, 105.
Yeah, I think Kati did bench Euros not all that long ago. I think she benched about 110. I think she's hoping for a little bit more today.
Three whites, good way to start.
Yeah, I think you would expect to probably see that 110 on the second attempt.
Yeah, going by that, I imagine she'll surpass the 110 today. Natalia Lezinski from Australia now, 112 and a half.
Yeah, it's a big bench opener, isn't it?
And that is still below her best, which I imagine is a national record of 119.5.
Yeah, she's got a big bench on her. I think she'll definitely be keeping an eye on. I mean, she can't really do too much from the B flight, but I'm sure she'll be hoping for by the end of this to be in the position for a bench medal, looking at all the other openers.
Yeah, she's certainly got the potential.
Yeah, this is the third heaviest opener, so you'd hope it would be on the cards. See how this goes, though.
Yeah, it moved quite well.
Yeah, and the referees agree.
Zaboli now for her second lift. We are already into round two. We are flying through these. That is 80 kilos on the bar now.
It's good that we're flying through this morning, Gary. We've got 3 sessions to get through today, so sure our organisers will be happy with that as we hear the horns in the crowd from the Brazilian team. Always bringing a lot of energy, the Brazilians.
Yeah, it's great to see so many people coming in the crowds throughout the day and throughout the week this week. We've had some really big crowds in here lately. I don't know if she'll be too happy about them blowing the horn partway through a lift though.
So maybe just
She might want to talk to them about that.
put a bit of fear into her on the way up. Speed things up. I thought that was quite interesting, but hey, it moved really well. So yeah, I don't know if I'd be wanting my teammates doing that to me.
Augustina Juani from Argentina now for 85 kilos.
Yeah, it's a very very comfortable opener for Augustina, so I expect this to be of this similar vein.
Starting to slow her down a little bit now. You can just see her starting to have to really work a little bit harder there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't expect to see too big a jump on the next one.
Yeah, I think 2.5 makes a lot of sense there. And it's not a bad spot to be in after your second attempt. I think she knows where the limit is now, and probably one option there. But we'll see what they do. That maybe they know something that we don't.
Anna Jamison from New Zealand at 92.5.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how this goes from Anna. Her opener was like a little bit sticky, but she kind of did the same thing through her squats and managed to get all 3.
Yeah, look, I think they made the right call going up at 2.5. I still think she's probably got another 2.5 in her, but she's going to have to really work for it.
Yeah, I mean, you got one option from there, don't you, Gary?
Not a lot of choices now.
Coach Rory's might not even bother to hand a card and just let the thing tick over.
just to let it tick over the extra 2.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Bonaventure for 95.
Yeah, another speedy opener that we had, but at these sort of weights, 5 kilos can make it a decent difference. So we'll see what
Yeah,
sort of
look,
resistance it
it's
gives.
such a much smaller muscle group than squats, so you do tend to hit the wall a lot faster. I mean, I think we've all been in that position where we put in a fantastic bench, feels fantastic, throw another 2.5 and you're stapled to the bench.
Yeah, at some point that 2.5 has to make the difference, right?
That was another well-controlled press.
Yeah, honestly, I think the level of lifting that we've already seen thus far in the session has been honestly outstanding. It's like a lot of green on the scoreboard, which is great to see.
Yeah, it's really good to see. It's been outstanding performances this week. These last 2 weeks. I mean, the junior and sub-juniors technical proficiency is so beyond what you expect at this age and experience.
Oh, it ain't what it used to be, Gary?
No, there's certainly a lot of changes. Christian Deuter from Iceland, 95. Looking good.
Yeah, I thought that was very good. Yeah, I think something that you also tend to see as the competition goes along, and we're almost a week and a half in now, something
Yeah,
like that.
almost 2 weeks, yeah.
The coaches they may get a little bit more tired as the week progresses, but they get their eye in a little bit more, and they get a bit more attuned to seeing lifts and making the right calls, and I think you usually start to see more attempts made as the competition progresses.
Yeah, I think it does change throughout the week. It's, the later flights and the later sessions have had the benefit of being watching previous ones and watching the mistakes made by athletes and coaches. And I'm not going to make that mistake. And you'll often see later flights, especially in bench, suddenly everyone will drop their openers from what they originally had. No one wants to make the same mistake. Chloe Casely now, 107.5.
Yeah, that's a good second attempt. It makes you think. I mean, she took the 5 kilo jump there. We were wondering if she was going to take a bigger jump. She took the 5, which I think is right. But you do walk away from 107 thinking, oh, well, I think you could probably look at that and be like, well, we're good for 110, but maybe we could go 112.
Yeah, it's a really tough call, that one. And bench is such a hard one to make that decision on because it's so much smaller muscle group. Something feels really great. You think, oh, let's go to 7.5, and
That's a hard decision, as a coach.
So you've really got to weigh up what the competition goals are. Do you go the higher probability lift, lower risk? Look at now from the Netherlands, 110.
Yeah, and I think, okay, we could probably say the same thing there for
Yep.
Kati. And I think, something that I would think about as well is, okay, how did the squat go? And if we use Kati as an example, she didn't get that third attempt.
Yep.
And then you go, oh, we could go the 5. Do we want to try and make some ground here? And I guess that depends on where you're at mentally and where you're placed. Or do we act these conversations and thoughts going around as a coach, which I think is like super interesting to see everybody's different way of approaching it.
Masinski now for 117.5, taking the 5 kilo jump to the second. She does have the potential to find herself on a podium finish for bench press.
Yeah, it's a pretty magnificent bench, isn't it?
So for her, that's her third lift now. This moves really well. Her third lift's a big decision because she wants to give herself the opportunity to get on the podium. But if she misses a third lift, then that probably dwindles away a little bit. So she needs to find, just the right amount that she can do that's going to add enough. So a 2.5 kilo jump will take her to 120.
Yeah, I
which
think
is probably enough.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably that's the right decision. We'll see what Jonesy does, but as the Brazilians come out to
You always know when Brazil's coming to the platform.
it draws your attention, doesn't it?
Zavoli now 82.5 kilos. In case you didn't know, she's representing Brazil.
Yeah, we've seen Australia go to 120 there, which I think is the right call.
Yeah, I think it's a good decision. I mean, I think she could have quite possibly have an extra 2.5 in her, but it's pretty high risk. This is the low risk, and you just got to take a chance now.
Oh, the horns work again.
Well, those are doing their job.
Oh, it is a great bench press. She's having a good day so far, actually.
Yeah,
She's 6 from 6.
Six from
And
six. If you can do that at a world championship, that is a fantastic day.
yeah, I mean, and you could probably also walk away knowing that she didn't really have much more, so that's even better, right? You found the limit. What else can you do?
Yeah, it's always tough when you walk away from world championship competition and you feel like you could have, you could have done a couple extra kilos here, a couple extra there.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to. It's an interesting thing to have to consider.
Yeah, I mean the chances are it probably would have stayed with you to the bench, but
Yeah.
you always walk away feeling like that. But you've got to commit to your decisions. Augustina now for 87.5.
Yeah, we had that sort of decision. I went through that decision-making process last night when we were going up against Team America, and the squat comes to mind when you say that because I think we walked away with Thomas Scanlon. 290 was a little bit comfortable. The plan was 295, but after they missed their opener, second was a bit tough. It was a bit of a tactical decision. When you're dealing with juniors and they can be a little bit erratic at times, just take the slightly easier one.
Yeah, look, it is really tough dealing with all this. I mean, and you've got like an athlete walks off a platform, you've got 1 minute to have that conversation as well and get the ticket in. Anna Jamison now, Sonic the Hedgehog for 95 kilos.
Oh,
And
what
she's
a
got a
beautiful
grind in a
fight.
squat. She's got a grind on a bench as well.
Oh, that
That's
is.
what you
She'll
want
be
in a
so happy
powerlifting
with
athlete,
that.
isn't it?
I mean, she's doing a great job thus far. That was a perfect call from Team New Zealand.
Yeah, look, and she's being handled there by none other than Brea Lynch, who's been in the commentary box all week as well, and speaker here.
Yeah, she's kind of doing a bit of everything this week, Briar.
Bonaventure now, 97.5. And it's just not going to go, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have anywhere else to go. Put the 2.5 on. Effectively, they got the most out of the bench press, so she can walk away knowing that was all they could have done. So hopefully, come back for the deadlift not being too jarred by that one.
Kristen Duida from Iceland, 100 kilos. She's having a fantastic day as well.
Yeah, the big 100. It's a 5 kilo jump from her second attempt, but she took 7.5 from her first to her second. And as Gary said, she's been having a great day so far. So I'm very intrigued to see how this goes.
Yeah, it's 5 kilos on a personal best as well. So 100 kilo bench is one of those milestones for all of us, especially when we start out. And just didn't quite time it right.
Yeah, I would agree. She just looked like she lost a little bit of tension
Yeah.
getting close there, and I think maybe that's the 100. Maybe it's just a little bit too much. Hard to say, but again, she is having a great day thus far. So hopefully she can keep that going into the deadlifts.
Chloe Casely now from Australia with 112.5. And I see Lazinski has put in 120. I think that's a smart choice.
Yeah, we see Chloe here take a 5 kilo jump. It's one of the ones we were, kind of umming and ahhing which way they might go. She's taken decent jumps in her squat, so we'll see how this one goes. And her second was very good, so we'll see how this one goes. It's a pretty comfortable third attempt.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was a tiny little bit of work, but
yeah, no, that's
not
what
what
you
you
want it
see
to look
most
like,
of the
right?
time.
She's having a great day so far, actually.
Lucas now from the Netherlands, 112.5.
Yeah, I think this is the right call from Team Netherlands. See how she goes with it. But 110 was good. It was right for a second.
Yeah, look, and if you look at the projected totals throughout, from sort of fourth downward, there's not a whole lot between them. So, if you're in one of those positions, you want to be trying to get as much on the board as you can without missing a lift, in case an opportunity presents
Yeah,
to
you don't want to
claw
miss
your
out
way
on
up.
something that that pops up. But yeah, great third attempt there from Kati. I think they made the right call. And like I talked about before, now she's walking away from bench smiling as opposed to squats, which is a little bit down there. So it's a good way to switch that momentum around and start looking toward the deadlift.
Natalia Lazinski now 120 kilos. This puts her in good stead to possibly end up on the podium in bench.
It's a big bench press, isn't it?
She gets it back to the top and almost came to a complete stop. 2-1. It is a good lift. She does have a yellow card from the side referee, so we'll get to look at that side replay.
Wait to see what the replay looks like.
I think she remained in contact the whole way.
Such an interesting technique. The way that she
slides
drifts,
back,
yeah, back
using
like that.
using the momentum of the leg drive.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously a lot more preferable to the leg drive going up. So I think she did a great job of actually executing that. And I mean, that was the limit, wasn't it?
Yeah, she definitely reached that point. That was a good call there. So we move straight into the A flight now with Caballero Torres from Spain for 82.5. Great opening lift, lots of speed, lots of room to move.
Very comfortable opener there. Was she had a great squat series actually, coming away with the bronze.
Bianca Burka Malvesio from Canada, 90 kilos. I think the Commonwealth Championships are in Canada in September, I think.
They certainly are, and I will be there, Gary. Go back to the Netherlands for a week and then off to Winnipeg for 2 weeks. It's a 2-week long, well, I think it's about 10-day long competition.
There's plenty to do in Winnipeg.
So I've been told.
3 white lights. Ella Dronfield now from Great Britain for 92.5. Yeah, Commonwealth is another big championship on the circuit. Getting to the end of the year now, of course, there's only a few sort of competitions left.
Mate, it just comes around very fast, doesn't it?
Of course, in November we'll be in Istanbul for one of my favourite competitions of the year, the World Equip Championships.
Yeah, you're heading there to do a bit of commentary.
I'll be definitely heading for that one of my favourite competitions of the year. Another great lift, and everyone looking really well prepared and on point this morning.
Yeah, some good speedy openers there. Very interested to see what Ella does for her second attempt. You'd think probably 5, 7.5 ambitiously. But as we spoke about before, the old bench can drop off pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think when you're in a tight field like this, you've got to really think about how safe am I going to play it. And if I play it too safe, then I'm leaving the door open for everyone else. So it's a some really tough decisions to make for coaches and athletes here.
Yeah, and Ella is, if something happens in that battle for a podium, so she'll be thinking about that in the back of her mind.
Senator Yagi now from Switzerland, 102.5. Making short work of that. 3 whites.
Very comfortable opening attempt.
Yana Oroshkova, Czechia, 107.5. Probably the most technical lift. I mean, there's so many things for a lifter to think about there. Your feet have to be flat on the floor, your butt's got to be on the bench, shoulders on the bench, head on the bench. You need to be locked out at the start, locked out at the finish. Elbows have to come down deep enough. There is so much to think about. Then you've got to start pressing rack commands to worry about.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on in the bench press. I always like to think of it as like, well, it's technically the only the lift that you're actually in contact with equipment, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the other two, you're kind of in open space.
Yep.
I think it just adds some variables, but so far these young ladies have been doing an excellent job of executing.
Yeah, it's been an absolute masterclass this morning. Yu Feng from Great Britain, 107.5. And of course, from a referee's perspective as well, the bench is probably the hardest one to referee. There is so much you need to look at during a lift.
Yeah, and again, like I think our referees have been doing a great job thus far. We do have the
Good
rule
lift.
in powerlifting, which is benefit of the doubt. If in doubt, you give the white to the lifter, because as you said, there's so much to look at.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's a lot going on out there.
Yeah, and I think that's a great rule that we have, and honestly, it's been exercised really well throughout this competition thus far.
Coronado now from Belgium, 115.
Yeah, so Luna here is our current, based on projections, leader. So she's just really needing to, well, firstly, solidify her opening bench depth to help with that world record that she's got.
Yeah, that's right. It's probably something we should note, that if you set a world record, it only counts if you get a lift in all 3 disciplines. So you cannot afford to be missing lifts. 3 white lights though.
So far, so good with the opener. She seemed almost surprised with how well that went, I think, which is always a good thing to have, Gary?
Yeah, bench press is one of those things that there is so much to put together. When you put it all together and the timing's perfect, it does feel like absolute magic, and you can feel like you could lift 1,000 kilos. Doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's happened to me once. Delgado now for 120.
Yeah, she had a bit of a tough squat series, only making her opener, so she needs to, I don't want to say make up ground on the bench because that can be a bit greedy, but she needs to make attempts.
Needs to be consistent here. It needs to get 3 lifts on. Or at least get back on track. 2-1, it is a good lift.
Yeah, just a red on the side there for bench depth, I would assume, given that it is a red card. So that's one of our red card offences, alongside touching the belt, which I don't think is going to be... Oh, sorry, not touching the chest, which I don't think is the case here. But
Yeah, I think she's okay there.
Yeah, Jory looks happy with it. I'm happy with it.
So into round 2. Caballero at Torres, 87.5.
Yeah, speedy opener. 5 kilo jump, I think, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think going by the way her opener moved, absolutely. It looked as good as an opener, really.
Yeah, exactly. I think something that's been and is always really good to see at these junior championships is countries like Team Spain sending different coaching contingents, but still seeing that they have that depth of coaching within the country, that they're still performing really well. So it's nice to see that it's, all the main coaches that go to all the open worlds and everything, and then you see these young coaches coming through, and I think it's nice to see them performing really well and getting exposed to this level of...
Yeah, I think that's a great opportunity. I've often said to people that, coaching on a platform at a championship event is very different than coaching an athlete in the gym. There's so many more things going on, and then you bring that to the world level as well. It's a whole new experience altogether. So if you are, if you are a coach, I encourage you strongly to get experience coaching on the platform, because it is a different thing.
Oh, another very comfortable second attempt there from Canada. We did see that in a second attempt on the squat, and she did run into a little bit of resistance. So I'm interested to see whether they take that jump to 100, which seems logical
It seems
based on that
logical
second.
based on that, yeah.
But yeah, we kind of thought the same thing in the squat, and it wasn't quite there. So I'm very intrigued to see where they go for the third. But yeah, just to come back to what you're saying before, I agree. I think coaching and programming and writing someone's training is a very different skill set to running the timing and putting in the right attempts and reading the scoreboard on the day. And I think as powerlifting grows and as our coaches become more skillful, it's invaluable to have that experience
Oh,
on
very
on
much.
the platform.
Drone field now for Great Britain for 97.5. Three whites.
Yeah, I think Ella just kind of pushed that one a little bit forward. If you can see the replay, we're having a few technical difficulties on our screen here, but that's okay. Just pushed it forward a little bit. Like we spoke about our opener and potentially even jumping to 100. So I think if I'm assuming they'll put in another 2.5 kilos on top of that to go to 100. And I think if she gets it right, there's a possibility she can.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Look, bar path is such an important thing, and not just in bench, at all the lifts, but the bar path in bench. And if you get it a little bit wrong, suddenly it feels like you're lifting 1,000 kilos.
Yeah. They call that one physics.
112 on the bar now for Roshkova. The referees say it is a good lift.
Yeah, yep. A little bit tougher, I think, than they would have hoped for. Again, we are seeing these 5 kilo jumps be a bit more effective. Well, a bit heavier than we anticipated, which is really interesting because now we go into a 10 kilo increase from her opener for Switzerland here, which is very unconventional.
Very much so in these sorts of weights. Senator Yegi, from Switzerland. So 112.5. There's a big jump for bench. Apparently it doesn't mean that much of a difference for her.
Yeah, I mean, moved pretty well. You think maybe she just used to taking 10 kilo jumps in the gym. Be interested to see where they go after that, though.
Yu Feng now for 112.5 as well. So sticking around that 112.5 for a little bit. Three white lights.
Yeah, good bit of power on that one. I think there's a bit of attack. Be intrigued to see where they go as we come to our front runner here. Luna from Belgium. She's gone up 5 kilos to 120, which I think at this point she's just really doing a good job of building the total. Interestingly, with Switzerland taking the big jumps, it's starting to close in on USA a little bit. There's still a bit of room there, but it's making things a bit more interesting.
Yeah, just picking that gap down a little bit. So 120 now.
Yeah, Luna's opener was good, so intrigued to see how this goes.
This won't knock. 2-1, it's a good lift. Interestingly, we're at the end of the second round, or coming to the end of the second round. Natalia Dazinski from the B flight is still in the gold medal position. Ooh, that is a tough one to call.
Yeah, let's see what the
this position that the athletes, some of the athletes are putting themselves on bench, make it very difficult to really determine that call.
Does look like that one will keep though. Team Belgium, yeah, in a good position right now, but we still got America pressing, so it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, Delgado's up now with 125, so this will put her up to silver and push Lazinski from the B flight down to, so this put her to gold and push Lazinski down to silver. Remember, Lazinski was from the B flight. If I was Sarah Freeby thinking 122.5 for my third.
Oh, it's 2-1, no lift. But we've got a yellow on the side, which you would think is for butt lift, and a blue card, which I can only think would be for downward movement. Just to see what the jury say about that. Doesn't seem to be much movement from the jury, so I don't think that will be overturned. So it's a bit unfortunate for America, but she's good for it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think we'll see a repeat, and I do expect her to come back and get that.
Caballero Torres now from Spain, 92.5. We are in the final round already. Three whites.
She almost looks surprised about that one. She's having a great day though. She's 6 from 6, and
That is outstanding, isn't it?
also just looks to be having like the time of her life.
Verka Malvasio from Canada now for 100.
Yeah, so they did take that 100 kilo jump. I mean, the second was very good.
Yeah, look, it really always comes down to in Canada. I mean, the coaching corner in Canada, lots of experience over there as well.
Yeah,
So,
Ryan Fowler definitely knows what he's doing.
He knows how to have that conversation really quickly and sort of figure things out. And you've got to look at your athletes' goals for the day. I mean, what are your overall, what did you come here, what do you plan to achieve? And, how willing are you to take a risk to achieve those goals as well? Sometimes we've got to take risks in sport to get the goals we want. And if they pay off, it's great. And today it's paid off.
There you
It's
go.
a really nice lift. I reckon there was another 2.5.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they underestimated her there.
I do honestly think she actually looks extremely strong today. Just, not to keep bringing it up, but I think just a little bit like a misgroove on that last squat. And
Yep.
I think she's done a really good job to move on from that. And make her bench move it very comfortably.
Dronfield now for 100. Yeah, look, you make a really good point. You get a couple of bad squats, and for a junior or sub-junior athlete that hasn't, maybe been at a lot of world championships events, or maybe hasn't been competing long, that can really, really play on your mind going into the bench press. So it does take a bit to shake that off. Just not quite there today.
Yeah, just a bit unfortunate, fella. I think she got the line a bit better, but it was just a little bit heavy. Yeah, to come back to what you were saying there, Gary, it does take a lot of resolve. It's easy to start thinking, oh no, I didn't get my third squat. What's my day gonna, I wanted that total, I wanted this, and then you start thinking about, do I need to do that? But it's why you've got a plan. You come back to that. You've got your coach there to kind of talk you through it, and as a coach, you want to give them that space to process that, but then also, you get to a point where you go, cool, we're done with that now, and now we need to do whatever the next lift is.
Time to move on. Jana Roškova from Czechia. Look, and you should be coming to a World Championship event with a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, maybe another 20 letters of the alphabet as well.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw the plan away.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually come with a lot of plans, and then the second I put my bench shirt on, the plan goes out the window.
Depending on how much, how well it fits.
It really does. I mean, it is. I have had a competition where I put a bench shirt on. It felt like a T-shirt. Said, right, plan A, B, C, and D. They're out the window.
They're gone. Something's happened to the shirt. Right, another big jump here from Team Switzerland.
Yegi with 117.5, going for the 5 here.
Yeah, this is if they again, with America missing this second, this is really important in the bid to kind of chase them down.
Oh, it's almost there.
Yeah,
So close.
it was that close, wasn't it? It's
You know,
unfortunate.
look, and you got to walk away from that one and say, you know, that was so close. That was a risk worth taking. It might not have paid off, but had it paid off,
Yeah, you know, you sometimes you put in an attempt and you go, oh, I shouldn't have done that, and then sometimes you're like, no, actually, I think we could have got that. It's just like I don't want to
yep,
say it's an execution thing because I actually think she gave it her best, but sometimes it's just you know, you do that 10 times, you
yep.
get it 9, once you don't.
Yu Fang from Great Britain, 117 and a half.
And I think now that does mean that Australia is locked in for a medal.
Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, it's a beautiful third attempt, though, isn't it?
Very nicely done. 2-1, good lift. We get a yellow card from the side referee.
She does get one from the side. I'm interested to see what this side view looks like.
The bar is loaded. 122.5, but do not come out of the bench. Goal for everybody.
Yeah, the jury has overruled that one. It's a no
Yeah.
lift. It was fairly evident.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate there, but move on to Belgium. This will put her provisionally into first place on the bench press, and more importantly, just adding to her total in the bid for her world title.
So Lazinski there from the B flight is locked away for a medal. And it looks like it will be the silver medal, will it?
Well, it's
At the
currently
moment, it's
gold.
currently a gold medal.
That would be a real story, wouldn't it?
That'd be absolutely outstanding for Australia. Right now, though, Delgado from the US opened at 120, went to 125, and it just didn't sort of go together well.
Yeah, it was an interesting attempt. She got a yellow and a blue. Jury had a look at it and said that they agreed with the ref's decision. But she pressed it, so I think she knows she's good for it, and I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I think if she just put it all together
Yes.
with all the little technical rules.
I'm sure Australia will be watching out the back.
That looked really nice. And the referees say 3 white lights it is, so she takes the gold medal, and Lazinski gets the silver there. What a great way to finish, and she really needed that lift as well. I mean, she was at risk of not adding anything to her total along the way.
Yeah, I think that was extremely important, and also
Yep.
for Belgium to miss as well. It does, Belgium have a bit of a spread, but it makes things a little bit
Yeah, it
interesting.
mixes things up a bit. So there are our current standings after the bench. We'll wait for that to update there. That's not quite right. The Delgado on 125 and the gold medal. Lazinski on 120 and the silver. And Coronado was the bronze medal, I believe.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean that shakes things up. We had a couple of missed lifts here and there. B Flight getting onto the podium with the silver medal, absolutely fantastic and very hard to do, mind you, without having that advantage. But don't go away. We're going to be back here in 10 minutes' time with the deadlifts and crowning the world champion. Welcome back to the 2026 IPF World Sub-Junior and Junior Classic and Equipped Powerlifting Championships live in Sun City, South Africa, and brought to you by none other than Aleco and SBD. And we are just about to get the deadlift party started with the 76 kilo women and crown our new world championship. You can see the projected totals on the screen there. I mean, the gaps are closing a little bit now as well. Second, silver and gold, still definitely a battle going on there. But if you look at, bronze all the way down to about sort of 5th, 6th, and 7th, there's really not much in it.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting deadlift event here. I think obviously we'll make our way through B flight first, but after that, I think Belgium really just have to hold on, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got to do some smart decisions. Got to open easy, so you've got to lock it all the way, and then you can sort of take a bit of a bigger jump, and just be consistent throughout.
Yeah, there's no need to do anything heroic right now. I think, it'd be interesting to see how the USA goes. She's had a bit of a rough day thus far, but sometimes the deadlifts they show up. So you never know, like how light these openers might be. They might change. They might have a few fake openers in here.
Exactly. Zaboli now with 152.5. Put her opener up a couple of kilos before the start of the session. So obviously feeling confident and feeling good. Yeah, unfortunately, she just had a little bit of bobble of balance at the top there, which gave her the two red lights to the blue card. She gets to the top and just loses the balance a little bit. Let it pull her forward a little.
Yeah, it's almost as if you think it was a balance issue, but
yeah, just need to clean it up a little bit.
yeah.
I mean, it can often happen. I mean, if you're opening light, you sort of come out and you're a little bit too relaxed about it.
Yeah, and you can even you think, is it a balance or is it like maybe she went to put it down and then realised, oh, I've got to wait for the
could be
down
that
command.
too. That's always possible. Lazinski now from Australia with 162.5. She would be on cloud 9 at the moment.
Yeah, managed to snag a bench silver, if I'm not
Silver,
mistaken.
yeah.
Which is great.
Good opener.
Yep.
Locks that one away. His total is locked away now and can start getting to work, seeing how far up the rankings she can move.
Yeah, we expect to see most of these deadlift openers move pretty comfortably. I think it's just really want to get on the board with the deadlift opener and then use the second as a bit of a gauge for what the third might be.
Yeah, it's a really important, and it's really important lift, and it's really important to be conservative on an opener because you don't tend to realise how fatigued you are until you walk out on that platform to pull that first deadlift, and you can feel absolutely fantastic.
It's always nice with the deadlift too because not having to really listen to much or abide by many rules.
Yeah, I mean it is our least technical lift. You don't have to wait for a start command or anything like that, so you can just walk out, pull the bar. You've only got to wait for a down command. And you've just got to finish in that upright lock position.
Yeah, it's an interesting pull there from Kati. She likes, this is actually historical of her, she likes to keep the bar very much in her fingers, as you'll see on her underhand. That's not necessarily a sign that her grip's failing, it's just her preferred way of pulling. It's unconventional.
It caught my attention.
Yeah, it's an unconventional one for sure, and I've seen it a few times and I've raised an eyebrow, but it seems to work for her, right? As you can see, and you will see more as we go throughout this flight of deadlifts. Everybody's got their own way of executing.
Christian Stoita from Iceland now, 175. Seen a lot more conventional deadlifts at this competition than I've seen in a long time.
It's exactly what I was thinking, Gary, and it's
Are
nice.
we seeing a resurgence of conventional? I really hope so.
Well, just to break the news publicly, I've just switched back to conventional, so I think it's probably following the trend.
To hear. Sonic the Hedgehog, Anna Jamison from New Zealand, 177.5.
Yeah, Anna's had an interesting day thus far. She's definitely got the most out of her squat and bench press for the subtotal, so see how the deadlifts goes. But she's 6 from 6, which is exactly where she wants to be.
off do a good start on the deadlift as well. She can get to work now.
Yeah, probably her fastest opener I think we've seen thus far.
Yeah. Yeah, she's known for her speed off the platform, not known for her speed on the platform.
Counter to her nickname.
The bar is loaded.
But yeah, that's good. I'll be interested to see where they go with that.
Agustina now from Argentina, 180. It looked like a tough opener.
Yeah, a little bit of resistance, but just to actually come back to what we were saying before, another conventional lifter, and often with conventional, you can see a bit more grind and lowest bar speeds. Not sure if you were commentating or watching the 57s. We had the French lifter. I've never seen someone lift at such low velocities, and it was the most impressive stuff. But conventional, of course.
Yeah, conventional does have a tendency to, it moves well off the floor, and then it's a bit of a grind through the middle, whereas sumo is more patience off the floor and speed up the top. So Australia now with Chloe Casey from Australia looking at 185. Picked up some good speed through that movement there.
Yeah, Chloe's having a great day thus far. She looks, it's actually nice to see, even though that moved really well, she's come off the platform, very focused still, talking to the coach, Adam Jones, just, talking about what they want to do.
Yep.
Already thinking about the next one, that's done. And I think it's kind of refreshing to see, especially at the junior level.
We're on a venture now for 185. And that'll bring us to the end of our first round. Moving through these very quickly.
Speaking of quick.
Didn't mess around with that one.
Not
If you
at all.
blink, you miss it.
Yeah. There's as often you will see in powerlifting, often the taller lifter ends up being the one closing out the flight for the deadlifts, and that is the case here.
Yeah, she's definitely got the lever arms for conventional deadlift. Zavoli now for her second lift at 157.5. So opened at 152.5, got a little bit, and I think you might have been on the money there. I think she might have considered putting it down and realised, oh, bugger.
We call that over enthusiasm.
And it's it doesn't matter how.
In here though, you would think that they were probably thinking a 10, so they kind of split the difference, go down the middle, and just take 5, so they can get to probably closer to where they want to be on their third, and not just repeating, but sometimes when you're in the juniors, you do consider repeating a little bit more, but we'll see how this goes.
Man, much better.
Yeah, you know what I'm also thinking there, Gary, is like, I wonder if she intentionally slowed that down a little bit, just to, sometimes you're like, I just want to take it nice and controlled so I don't get that speed wobble.
Yeah, I think she was heavily focused on this one. Like,
yes.
She really locked in and into the zone.
I think that's a good way of framing it. Just she knows she's good for it. She just needs to not get it wrong. And I think that was a good call from Team Brazil.
Leszczynski now 170.
The bar is loaded.
Team Australia here opting to take a 7.5 kilo jump.
I think Leszczynski will be on absolute cloud 9 after picking up a medal in the bench. Yeah. I mean, she's got a total locked in. She's having an absolute ball now.
Yeah, for it to be silver too is great work.
Oh, tough lockout. I don't know if the bar dipped or not. We've got a yellow card from the side referee. 2 whites though.
Yellow is an interesting card. Let's see what we can see here on this replay. You know what?
She seems locked out of the top. I don't think the bar dipped. It stalled out a little bit.
Yeah, the jury seemed to be happy with it. So, yeah, it's a tough one though. I mean, where do you go after that?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of room to move. The Netherlands now for Lukic with 175. making it look easy.
Yeah. Again, just, that finger grip tends to work really well for her. It's a very good second attempt. I think she'll be happy with that one.
The bar is loaded. Come on, Pat.
Anna Jamieson now looking a little bit more relaxed now that she's got a total locked away. And this will actually be put her at a personal best total, I think. Yeah, we'll take it to 447.5.
Oh, it's a good second attempt from Anna.
She's got a bit of room to move. She is going to smash her personal best total today.
You know what? I actually think that was better than her opener. It's definitely the best second that she's done thus far.
Yeah, look, I mean, you look at her body language when she walked out onto the platform. She was much more relaxed. I mean, she's been quite focused right up until now, really not letting herself get too carried away. But now that total's locked away, I guess she feels to the point where she can relax a little bit and have some fun.
Yeah, deadlifts are fun, Gary. Much easier to enjoy that than all the stress of bench press.
There is nothing better than a Friday night deadlift party.
Ain't no party like a deadlift party.
Oh, no, he's going to be tough. It's still going. Did it dip when she was there? She couldn't quite hold it there.
Yeah, I think it's a big jump. They took 15 all the way from 175 to 190. And I think I mean, I hate to say it, but I think it's just a bit heavy. Like we spoke before about the attempt prior needing to be the appropriate amount of information, and it's hard when you're taking a 15-kilo jump at these sort of weights.
So Chloe Casey now with 195. Again, going to be hitting a personal best total on a second lift. Not a bad day at the office.
Not at all.
Looks solid.
Yeah, she's having a bit of a belter. Again, straight into contemplating the next attempt.
I was just trying to read her facial expressions there. I was not sure if she was happy or disappointed.
Yeah.
I think maybe she was disappointed. It was easier than she expected.
I mean,
I thought that was going to be a lot harder. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I thought I wanted to try a little bit more, but I mean, yeah, I'm interested to see where they go because that 200 is obviously looming. But I think that's going to be a pretty comfortable third attempt. They put in 202.5.
Yeah, Bonaventure now for 197.5. Yeah, you mentioned that 200. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that a 200 kilo deadlift in women's deadlifting was unheard of. And now it's becoming commonplace.
Yeah, now you're in the B flight and the 76 juniors doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
And doing it easily.
Yeah, good attempt there from
Bonaventure, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talk about powerlifting growing at an exponential rate, but like women's powerlifting has just gone out the gate. And, it's really been highlighted in this year's championships, the junior championships.
Oh, absolutely. Agustina from Argentina now with 200.
She's taken a 20-kilo jump here.
That is huge. What determination. The grit. Wow. 3 white lines. That was phenomenal.
It's a fight. It's not exactly how you want a second attempt to move. Looking at this though, Gary, I am thinking are they considering what they might have to do for a deadlift medal? The third heaviest opener is 192, so maybe they really just want to put themselves in a position where they can maximize.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I mean, get yourself up there and someone makes a mistake. I don't think there's a lot left there, though. I mean, I think even 205 is going to be pushing it.
I do think they probably wanted that to move a little bit better, but she got it, so
to move into round 3 now with Zaboli from Brazil for 170. Sorry, it's a big jump from a second to a third.
Yeah, well, she had that missed opener, which I think made the smaller jump into the second, but this is a big 12.5 kilo jump. She's had a
Yeah.
good day though. Apart from the deadlift, the missed opening deadlift, she's been
Yeah, look, we're just gonna try and forget about that one. That never happened.
exactly. Short memory is a good thing in powerlifting.
She just got a little bit forward at the start there. I don't know how she's still pulling. You see in the replay, she just got a little bit forward before she started the pull, and the shoulders are out in front.
Yeah, it's an ambitious jump, but I thought Bazziganet she might actually pull it off.
She never quit on it.
No, you got to give her A for effort.
Lazetsky now for 175.
Yeah, just a 5 kilo jump here for Natalia. Second attempt was a bit of work. I think we kind of thought maybe 2.5 to 5. So, hey, you're on the world stage. You got to bench silver. Give it your all.
Absolutely, give it everything you've got. And not today. I think that last one took everything out of her.
Yeah, I think she kind of.
And she just sort of hit the fatigue wall there.
Oh, it's nice to see them smile about it though, because at the end of the day, ultimately we do it for fun, right?
I mean, yeah. Look, if you're getting 9 for 9, you're doing that's an amazing job. But you've had a great performance. She's got a bench silver. What's not to be happy about?
Yeah, you're here in South Africa competing against the best in the world.
Exactly. 182.5 for Netherlands. Makes short work of that one. 3 whites.
Very, very good third attempt there for Kati. I think she's happy about that as well. She had a little bit of a rough squat series, but bench came back 3 from 3 and deadlift 3 from 3 with a bit of the
Made
tank.
up for it at the other end.
Yes, exactly. It's what you want to see, right? It's tough to miss a third squat, but when you can come back from it, it makes the day that much better.
Christian Deuter from Iceland, 190.
Yeah, this was, to say the least, work.
Yeah, there was so much work in that second attempt that didn't pay off. Has she got enough energy left in the tank to really have a bona fide attempt at this? Gets her to the knees, but just couldn't keep it going. What a huge effort, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, a bit of a similar story to the second attempt.
Yeah, look, I mean, I know she's walking away feeling disappointed, but, she's had a really great day of lifting. And as you said, you had the World Championships in South Africa competing against the best in the world on the world stage. It could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Anna. Sonic the Hedgehog Jamison.
She's taking a 7.5 kilo jump here, which I think is a 2.5 kilo PB. 7.5 on the total, so this is a very important lift for Anna. Second attempt was great though.
Yeah, she's had a really good day as well. She hit a personal best total on a second deadlift, which is fantastic. Now she's adding a bit more to it. 2.5, the right call. And you hit that fatigue wall so quickly in powerlifting. You can feel awesome walking out there and suddenly just doesn't move.
There's either glue on the floor or someone turned the gravity up.
You can see the smile on a coach's face there.
Yeah, I mean, she did great out there today. She really gave it a lot of effort through the subtotal, and I was kind of surprised that didn't really budge off the floor at all. But like you said before, sometimes as a sumo, if it's not come off the floor, it's not come off the floor at all. If it does, then you've got it.
Yeah, if you can break the floor, you're on your way, but sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to. Casely now from Australia with 202.5. breaking the 200 kilo mark. This will be a big PB for her as well, and first time on lifting above 200 on an international platform.
This would be for a 492.5 kilo total, which is just outstanding.
Not quite there today.
Yeah, again, like it's a kind of surprising one. I know we spoke about 200 and that being an elusive number, but I didn't think 202 was completely off the cards.
No, absolutely not.
There's a bit of red in these final attempts. We've had a scratched attempt from Argentina, so we will get through this a little bit quicker. It's also not timing out. So if you're wondering where the Argentinian lifter is, she has opted to scratch her third attempt, which I think we found the limit on the second.
Yeah, I think we've used up everything there. Bonaventure now from Belgium, 205. Finishing strong. Locks it out. Looks good. 3 whites. Good finish.
It's a good deadlift. And, obviously, she's provisionally in first place, but let's see if that can hold on to a medal. We've actually had a attempt change for the opening deadlift for USA. They've gone down 10 kilos. So this has made things very interesting. I think it puts Belgium quite far in the lead currently based on
I think it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, they're about 27.5 kilos ahead, 30 kilos effectively. But what it does do is it makes for a very interesting battle between Switzerland and America for second and for third.
Well, we'll get through this first round and we'll know where things are with Yufeng now 175 for Great Britain. Fast opening lift.
Yeah, very fast. Yeah, it's an interesting thing there, Gary, with the it makes you wonder whether it was always a fake opener or
and
she hasn't had the best day.
It'd be great to be a fly on the wall. Yeah, as you said, she hasn't had the best day. I mean, are we saying let's drop the opener and just get it on the board and then we can work from there and see what we can do? Or, or did she put in that, playing a bit of hooky on the board?
Yeah, that's a very good opener there.
Caballero Torres just smokes that opener at 180.
Yeah, so like yesterday, last night with the under 83s, we had a massively fake opener in there because what was happening was we're up against a guy who's very big on the subtotal. So if you make that projection look more like you have to chase pretty hard in the subtotal, I think that was my idea, was like do that and see if they chase harder and potentially miss along the way. Kind of fake out how much they need to be doing, because when you're dealing with the subtotal specialist, it's kind of, you have to push those first two lifts.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is, powerlifting like any other sport. There's you've got the physical side, you've got the mental side as well.
Another good opener there.
3 white lights.
Yeah, I think, these tactics are, you can use them, but they don't always mean really anything, I think for us it was a case of like, well, throw the rod out and see if they take the bait.
See if you get any bites.
Yeah, exactly.
Thronfield now from Great Britain, 190.
Oh, yeah. Very comfy opener there.
Gets that one on the board.
Yeah, as we would expect with this A flight, were a lot of comfortable openers.
Move to Switzerland now for Yegi, 190.
Now this is the one I'm very interested to see with the potential battle here between USA and Switzerland. Oh, that's pretty comfortable. 3 white lights. She took some big jumps, so I'm wondering what they're thinking there in the deadlift as well.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, she's locked that total away now, so now she can really think about how we're going to approach the next 2 lifts. But what everyone else is doing, keep an eye on Delgado, see what she's doing. And we'll be keeping a close eye on Delgado's opening lift as well to see how it moves. Right now, though, Berko Malavasio from Canada. We want to have a look and see if Delgado, did have an inflated opening lift in there to make things look the way they were, or she's just not feeling great.
Oh, that's another very comfortable opener there for Team Canada. Yeah, I think there's a few things going on there potentially, right? Do we just take an easy opener, get some momentum, save gas in the tank? I mean, looking at it right now and looking at the gap between Belgium and the USA, I'm thinking USA is probably just trying to protect second.
Yeah, I think that's probably not a bad idea either. I mean, you can get caught up in chasing the gold medal and suddenly you've lost your silver.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Delgado now for 195. Well below her personal best. Her body language doesn't exude confidence at the moment.
She's a young lifter too, only born in 2006. So, I mean, I don't think that means probably doesn't have the same level of experience as some of these older lifters do.
That's got to be a confidence booster for her.
Yeah, moved well. A little bit like the lockout was a little bit. I don't want to say sticky, but there's a little bit of something through there. But I think that was the right call opening on this, and not
absolutely.
205. Yeah.
She's got it on the board. She's locked that total away. Which is also really important as well. And now Coronado from Belgium needs to lock this total away as well. Remembering she's got a world record squat on the line here as well. Cannot afford to take any risk with an opening deadlift.
I do hate to get too far ahead of myself here, but I think like if she gets this, she's going to be very hard to chase.
Oh, it's going to be very difficult to take her down now.
Just like that.
That takes her to 543, I think, total. Locks away her world record, locks away her total. And I think she's sort of at the point now where she's probably a little bit unstoppable.
I think Team Belgium's shoulders can just drop a little bit.
Yeah, because that's at 543 now. I mean, Delgado is quite a way back to 515.
Yeah, and with that chip too, they've got it's a 30 kilo deficit from the openers.
Yeah, and there you can see the totals there. Obviously, Belgium on top at 543, Delgado 515, Yogi 507. And that gap between bronze and below that is starting to open up a little bit now as well. Still potential there for someone to sneak up, but it's just beginning to widen as we come out with Yufang with 185 for her second.
Yeah, well, we've actually got Switzerland's jumped to 20 kilos to put them.
She's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, well, that puts them.
That's more than 20 kilos ahead.
Yeah, well, so what we've actually got quite an interesting situation here because Switzerland went before the US. They put in a 20 kilo jump to provisionally put them in 527.5. And the US have matched that, but they're actually heavier. So provisionally not in that pole position of second, which is interesting. There's a few things going on there. Maybe they just want to play their own game. It's only seconds.
Yep.
So there's no need to get too far ahead of themselves. Or maybe they just kind of missed the body weight scenario. And I mean, all the other thing is you don't want to extend past what you're capable of, right?
Yeah, I mean, as you alluded to there's so many decisions you've got to make along the way. Roshkova now for Czechia with 190.
A little bit of work, a small jump from a opener, only 5 kilos. Yeah, I think, as a coach, I'm looking at, I've got the chance to look at Switzerland, and I'm thinking, well, the number's 210, and then you've got to look at our lifters' first attempt, and you're like, well, can we do 210?
Yep.
Firstly, because if you can't do that, you don't put it on. Or do we go something else and just continue to build and see where you unfold for the third? Bearing in mind, Switzerland also has to make, which is a 20 kilo jump, and you might just be sitting back and like, well, we'll let them do that.
Yeah, there we go. Caballero Torres now from Spain, 195. She's fired up for this one. And well sorted. That was an easy second lift.
Mate, she's had a absolute blinder so far.
Bianca Verka Malvasio from Canada, 205.
Currently still have a lifter from the B flight in first position on the deadlift, but I'm just, based on how things are unfolding, I don't think that will hold. She is on the lighter side, but this will push the Canadian lifter ahead of her.
Three white lights.
Yeah, she just gave the little so-so hand sign. So I think she's probably thinking that it's about right. A little bit on the harder side,
Yeah.
but you know, it's a second attempt. It's going to give them the information that they need. It's a big jump from her opening attempt. They took a 12 and a half, and Ella here has taken a 15 kilo jump, so we'll see what sort of resistance that gives.
Yeah, look, if you're an athlete that's new to the sport, when you're competing and your coach says, you know, how was that? Don't just say good. Doesn't help us at all.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. How did that feel? Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another 5 kilos good. Another
Yeah.
20 kilos good.
I think, you know, something that I always, well, nowadays, especially after coaching a few years at the juniors, sit them down, you know, the night before and say, just don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself as well.
Yeah.
You have the best information about how that feels.
That's exactly right. I mean, you know, you see what you see, but you've got to couple with that. You've got to couple that information with what they tell you, because sometimes a lift can look really, really good, but it felt heavy as heck.
Yep.
Delgado now, so this is the one to watch. 207 for the second. Let's see just how she's going today. She's still looking good.
Yeah, well, that begs the question. Maybe they should have put 210 in for the second, but obviously Switzerland still have to make so that currently US are sitting in second, but this will provisionally put Switzerland above them.
Yeah, so this is Yogi now for 210. So this will push her past. Delgado does look a little tender when she sort of stepped away from that bar there.
Yeah, I did think.
Just hoping everything's okay.
And, you know, they dropped the opener too, so you asked, it begs the question, is she alright? See how this goes. Jesus. Pretty good.
It was pretty good as an understatement.
Yeah.
It flew up for a second deadlift.
Well, now you've got them equal. It makes you, well, you know, you're in the position of like, okay, who wants to pull last for that second place?
Yeah, this is where your coaches earn their money.
Yeah. I think
We get
it's
two
going to be interesting to
changes.
see how it pans out. But for now, we have our front runner.
Yeah, Coronado with 212 and a half on. She's in the gold medal position. And, I mean, you'd have to say that blocked away, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think she's pretty far gone at this point, and I like the call here from Team Belgium. I think the opener was speedy and comfortable. Probably could have taken 10. Just don't need it.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I mean, we always talk about, I often talk about lifting for the day and lifting for that competition. But it's not always about what you can do. It's often about what you need to do.
Yeah, what you should do. And that was good. Yeah, that was like slightly easier than a second attempt. So
yeah, she went skipping off.
Yeah, and I think I think if she hadn't locked it up before, she's probably locked it up now. You know, we've got Switzerland's put in 225. You know, obviously in powerlifting you can change the third attempt that you put in. You've got two opportunities to change it. So I don't know if that 225 will hold, but what I anticipate to happen is like, I think Switzerland will probably say, we'll pull last. You go
Well, that's
first.
it. You're trying to push the other person to lifting first, then you can see what you need to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it backfires on you.
Yep.
And you've got to walk out and pull something ridiculous that you know you can't.
Yeah, but with the lead already, you just sit behind them, let them miss or make, and then you've got to make it anyway. I think that means they have to make 2.5 more, but that's okay. I'm willing to take that.
Wu Fang now, 192 and a half, Great Britain. Oh, Oh, did she lock that left knee? I think she did.
Yeah,
Referees say she did.
Great attempt selection from Team GB. That was
Yeah, that was right at the
that was the
point
limit.
out. And we have an attempt change going in, as we expected. And so Roshkova, Malvasio, and Dronfield have all dropped their lift by 5 kilos.
First up, we have Team Czechia going down to 195, which is within line with the 5 kilo jumps that she's been making. Second was tough, I'm not going to lie. Let's see what sort of fight she's got in her.
Just not there today.
Yeah, she shakes her head and says, yeah, not today, sorry.
Did everything she could do.
Yeah, I think she found most of the limit on her second attempt.
Yeah. Milka Malvasio now from Canada for 212.5.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on Team USA here, seeing if they'll hold at 217.5. If they do, oh, we've got another attempt change coming in.
Another one coming in. We have a big flashing thing on our screen that tells us when an attempt change comes in. It used to be a little one in the bottom corner, but Karthik, who manages all this systems, decided that wasn't big enough. We couldn't see it well enough.
It's beautiful. I love it.
But I do love the fact that he didn't tell me about it when he introduced it.
Attempt change. So we've got Spain coming down 12.5 kilos to 205. We also have an attempt change for USA going up to 220. So, you know, if we're keeping an eye on that battle for second and third. So the USA have gone up 12.5 from their second attempt. If they make that 540,
Caballero Torres now 205.
Spain will need to go to 222.5. But for now, the Spanish lifters had a remarkable day thus far.
Yeah, I think they decided 205 is pretty much where your limit is.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think she had a few more in the tank.
That's been her today, though, hasn't she? She's had an amazing day. Look at the emotion coming out.
She really has had an incredible day. And it's really easy to sit here and say, yeah, I reckon there's more in the tank. But you could put another 5 kilos on that and might not even move.
Oh, but also, you know, she's pushed herself to, where is she? Into 4th place.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a 500 total.
That's huge.
You can walk away being like, I had more. What more do you want?
Milka Malvasio, Canada, having also dropped her weight to 212.5.
Yeah, this will push her into 6th position above the Czech lifter. So this is a positional move.
I'll give her a massive personal best as well. 7.5 on the deadlift and 7.5 on the total. That's huge.
Good call from Team Canada.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't know if there was much more there.
That's good. She had a great day.
I think they picked that number really, really well.
So that lands Canada provisionally into 5th position.
So we've got Ella Dronfield for 212.5 as well. So looking to get into the silver medal position for the deadlift. And if she does this...
It's into 4th.
Yeah, 4th overall. And she might get herself a deadlift medal. I think that dipped forward there, did it? Yeah, it did. We got 2 to 1. It's a good lift, but the jury will have a look.
Having a discussion. It's a good pull, though, from Ella.
Seeing if the jury are going to respond to that. They're having a very deep discussion over there. I'm assuming it's about the deadlift.
Well, you know, the food at the buffet's been pretty good, so maybe they'll...
They're talking about breakfast tomorrow morning.
But for now, we have our... I think at this point, can we say it?
Yeah, I think this is locked away. Coronado from Belgium, 270.5 will be, and this will put it at 255.
555.
Sorry, 555. Yeah, I think we can say it's locked away.
I think this we might have our world champion here, but see how this one goes first.
Like a great day too. World record on squat and a gold medal.
Yes, another smart call from Team Belgium here. Yep.
Well done. You know what? That's a tough lift to be motivated enough to drive it. You know, when you're looking at your total and you know you've got this pretty much locked away without the lift, it's hard to find the motivation, and she did.
All right, there's something really interesting going on here. USA going at 220. So if they need this to get themselves into provisional second, they don't need this much. But what they've seen is how Team Switzerland went, and they say we need to push them to 222 and a half, or we can't. We're not going to end up in second. So this is what if she makes this, Team Switzerland will need to go to 222.5. If she misses it, then she lands in third, and Switzerland can do whatever they want.
Delgado with 220 kilos. It's a big, big jump from her second.
It moved well, though. It moved really well. She looked a little bit sheepish afterwards.
Oh, she's got it there and gets the down command. No, she get.
It's just falling out of her
Did it
hands,
start
I
to?
think.
Oh, it did start the shift before she got the call. That is a shame.
This Team Switzerland, the question is here, do they go for the win? You know, I think...
Yeah, she didn't lock the knee. The bar was starting to pull. What a shame.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Huge effort.
So Team Switzerland are going to drop down to 222 and a half anyway, which will put her into... Oh, puts her comfortably into deadlift gold. I think they're probably just taking what they feel is appropriate here. You know, I think if they wanted to push for the win, they'd need another 17 and a half, so they're needing 240, which is probably a little bit of a stretch.
Be a bit of a stretch, I think. It'd be almost world record standard.
Yeah, well, you know, the French tried to do that to us last night just to keep my heart rate up, but you know.
Yeah, you know, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter how much you know they're not going to get it. There's still that part of you thinks, what if they do?
Yeah, please don't. But here we go, 222 and a half kilos.
Oh, she's got it there. She has. Oh. What a finish. And gets the deadlift gold and a silver medal overall.
What a performance.
What a finish.
Team Switzerland, I mean, obviously Belgium put on a great day, and, you know, to walk away with the squat world record and the title. But Team Switzerland, I mean, it kind of felt like a bit out of nowhere with the big jumps that they made.
That was an outstanding way to finish. And Coronado there, what a day.
Yeah.
So there, well, we'll wait for the results to actually go the right way there. Coronado will have 217 and a half. She gets the silver. She gets the silver medal in the deadlift. Jaeger wins the 222 and a half of the gold medal in the dead, and Malvasio with the bronze medal in the deadlift. And we move into the overall totals. Coronado there, 555.5, a world record squat, and a gold medal world champion. Yagi there with 540 and the silver medal from Switzerland, and Esperanza Delgado from the US with 527 and a half and the bronze medal. But what a way to finish that session. It sort of came right down to the wire.
Made all in 2.5 hours as well.
It's not a bad effort, is it?
Cheers.
That is a good day. That is a good day at the gym.
Hey, get in, get out, and get it done. But yeah.
Well, don't go too far away. We've got the medal ceremonies coming up, and of course later today we're going to have some more action here in another 2 sessions today.
Silver medal with 205 kilos goes to Sarah Yegi, Switzerland. Squat row with a new junior world record of 218 kilos goes to Lina Coronado, Belgium. Congratulations, thank you. Moving on to bench press. Bronze medal with 120 kilos goes to Lina Coronado, Belgium. Bench press silver with 120 kilos goes to Natalia Leshinsky, Australia. Bench press gold with 125 kilos goes to Esperanza Delgado, USA. Congratulations, thank you. Moving on to deadlifts. Bronze deadlift medal with 212.5 kilos goes to Bianca Belko Palacio, Canada. Deadlift silver with 217.5 kilos goes to Lina Coronado, Belgium. And deadlift gold with 222.5 kilos goes to Sarah Yegi, Switzerland. Congratulations, thank you. And the total ranking is the junior 76 kilo class. Bronze medal, third position with 527.5 kilo total is Esperanza Delgado, USA. Silver medal and the title of the vice champion with 540 kilos in total goes to Sarah Yegi, Switzerland. And the 2026 76 kilo junior world champion with a total of 555.5 kilos is Lina Coronado, Belgium. Please stand if you are able to for the Belgian national anthem. Please stand